Hey YouTube, Chris here. This is my entry into BladeReviews viewer appreciation contest for Dan over at BladeReviews.com. Dan, first I'd like to say thank you for the generous opportunity you've presented to the knife community here, and in supporting your contest, here's my entry. And let's start out with these two knives right here. And what you're looking at here is the extent of my cold steel collection. These two knives right here. So, Pocket Bushman. This is a more recent model that's come out. Very cool blade, 4.5 inches. It's a rather inexpensive alloy steel, Krups 4116. Pretty cool. Stamped handle, pretty nice, and a very interesting locking mechanism here that basically uses a piston down here to go over the tang, very similar to the lock used in the Sage 3, the bolt action lock. And then this right here is a cold steel Voyager Tonto version with the serrations. The interesting thing about this one, if you can see the pattern there, you notice it's a little bit older, and in particular this one is actually made in Japan, Seki City, when Cold Steel was still making most of their stuff over in Japan. I bought this from PX in Germany probably early 2000s or so, maybe 2002, 2003, something like that. So pretty cool. These serrations are wickedly sharp. Quite different from some of the serrations you see on other companies. Very, very fine points, about 4 points in the smaller serrations, and then the big scallops in between those. Very light for what it is with a 4-inch blade. It's pretty cool. So you see these opinels here, and this is going to help you to understand why they're here. A lot of people, think of opinels. I think of this kind of size, sort of like an EDC carry, maybe. This is about 3.5-inch blade or so, and this is actually the opinel number 9. But if you've watched my channel, I don't have a lot of subscribers, so probably not a lot of people have it. I'm a pretty big fan of large blades. So when I started looking at opinels, this was the one I wanted, the number 12, which is quite a bit larger than a number 8 or a number 9. And if I hold it up next to the Pocket Bushman, you see just how large that blade is. And I dig it, So let's get on with qualifying for the contest and what I need to do for that. So out of the 3 Voyagers, which one would I want? Well, as you look at what I've just pulled out, I think that's kind of obvious. It'd be the Voyager XL. It's one thing that I think Cold Steel kind of does well as far as their company and the cutlery industry is they have a lot of niche designs. They like to take a lot of the historical designs and kind of adapt them and recreate them for the modern day, and they're not afraid to go big. A lot of companies don't do that, especially when it comes to pocket knives. 4 inches is usually about the extent of it. So in my collection, when I want to get a large blade, Cold Steel is definitely one of those that I would look to. And I'm going to pull out the apple again. One of the reasons why I like a large pocket knife is I buy these big honking apples, like I said before in a previous video. And I happen to have a pretty wicked injury to the palm of my hand where I was cutting with a case sow belly, and I was holding the knife in my hand and I was cutting through and the knife bound up in it, and as I was trying to pull it out, it finally slipped through and went into my hand. So since then I always put the apple down on something, you know, and I like to just cleave right through it in one shot if I can. So big knives, good for me, at least for the style of how I cut. May not be for everybody, but that's okay. Alright, so the second part of the video contest, shout outs. I gotta say that I've been checking out a lot of different people in the knife community here on YouTube. A lot of different people have started coming up, which is great. A lot of cool content. The first one I want to do a shout out to is California Tactical. Young man that's got some pretty cool videos up, you know. He lays it out there straight and true, you know, as he sees it, which is cool, because not everybody always has the personal courage to do that. The next shout out I want to give is to the Thor 153, another young man that's doing pretty cool things on his channel. You know, he's already even made a custom fixed blade for himself. Kind of reminds me a lot of a Spyderco Little Temperance, actually. Just a fixed blade version. Very cool. And he's done some reviews of some very inexpensive knives that I actually like too. A couple of Kershaws and stuff like that. Third shout out I'm going to do is for a guy I just found very recently. He's got a great collection of knives. Very high quality videos he's shooting. And that would be Drummer Boy 80. So if you haven't seen those three guys' channels, you need to head over there and check them out. Really good stuff. And I think that's it. I'm going to go enjoy my apple now. Later.